Well, hello there. I am Kevin John, and welcome to our weekly ABC10 Plus special, taking a look at high school football in the Sac-Joaquin section. Now, this week, we'll look back at the 9th week of the season while also looking ahead to week 10. Can't believe we have just 2 weeks left of the regular season. Now, we'll get things started looking ahead with ABC10's Game of the Week. Here's Matt George with the preview.
Hey, Scott.
We've reached the home stretch of the high school football regular season, and the Liberty Ranch Hawks are a perfect 8-0. They're relying on the work they've put in to complete their perfect season.
We talked about putting money in the bank, and now they're trying to make those withdrawals that they're going to need. And we're not a big group. We're a young group, but this group is competitive. They're hungry to win, and so we're really proud of all the progress that they've made.
The Hawks have just 30 players on their varsity roster, very small compared to many of the other programs in the Sac-Joaquin section. And yet their bond and talent is strengthened by a childhood of football together.
We played together since junior Hawks, so we've been playing together for a long time, and we're so close as a team that we've been like this the whole time.
We've really just bonded as a team. I think that's our biggest thing right now is we just came together. We're hungry. I mean, we always have that thought like we gotta do what we gotta do. So we look week by week, and we just know. Climb that ladder each step at a time.
Well, the Rosemont Wolverines are hungry too. Hungry to be the first team to defeat the Hawks this season and give themselves a chance to win the Sierra Valley Conference Championship.
Our team is really hungry this week. You know, we really want to get that banner up on the school, and I think our biggest advantage is just like our passing game. You know, we can really sail that ball out there and also have a run game to compete with theirs. So I really think it's going to be a good week this week.
Rosemont has been one of the best stories of the season. Last year they went just 1-9. Nathan Miller took over as head coach, and he instantly noticed a desire from his players to not let last year define them.
You saw right early on when we started weights in late February, early March, just how many guys were there consistently. The mentality of losing and the being tired of losing was very, very evident. They didn't want to do it no more.
People's mindsets, they've changed a lot because, like, the beginning we started, they think, oh, we're just going to do bad again. We're going to go 1-9 or even worse, 0-10. But we kind of just flipped the script and didn't. All my friends that we've been doing this since freshman year, we finally get a chance to for surely go to playoffs and do something special.
Oh, what an exciting matchup that looks to be. It will certainly be a banger. ABC10 is looking forward to being out there on Friday. All right, now it's time to look back at the top moments and best plays from Week 9. Here's last week's highlights, starting with a huge matchup in the 209 featuring East Union and Manteca.
Good evening, I'm Matt George. We love rivalries here in the Sac-Joaquin section, and there aren't too many rivalries bigger than this one. The East Union Lancers taking on the Manteca Buffaloes. We weren't lying when we said this rivalry game could shut down the whole town. There was not an empty seat in the house tonight at Manteca High School. Even the Baby Buffs Junior Cheer Squad was in attendance and got to perform with the varsity cheer team at halftime. Shout out to Manteca High School for making ABC10 feel so welcome with their custom signed pregame. It's a shame a herd of Buffaloes had to trample it in their grand entrance. Many teams would be intimidated by Manteca, but not the East Union boys. They know this team far too well to be scared. Now, football is normally a game of 11-on-11, but tonight's game featured a one-on-one battle between Lancers quarterback Jackson Fay and Buffalo's running back Nico Juarez. Fay started the game like he was shot out of a cannon. On the opening drive, this perfectly executed option play tricked the camera and the Manteca defense. Fay gets into the end zone and the Lancers strike first. But here come the Buffaloes, marching down the field until they reach the red zone. Juarez pushes through a tackle and puts Manteca on the board. Now it's Fay's turn. The Lancer quarterback turns on the afterburners, and as you can see, there wasn't a Manteca defender in sight. But Fay highlights aren't exclusive to just one side of the field. Here he is with another explosive run just in the opposite direction. No, this footage isn't mirrored. It's the exact same result. The senior ran for 3 touchdowns on the night. But once again, Nico Juarez was able to go toe-to-toe with Fay. Here's his 3rd touchdown of the game to give Manteca a 29-20 lead at the half. And as good as the Buffalo offense and run game is, their defense doesn't get enough credit. They caught on to Jackson Fay and the East Union offense attack in the second half, completely shutting the Lancers out for the rest of the game. Manteca wins yet again, improving to 8-0 on the season. After the game, I caught up with the man of the hour, Nico Juarez.
A lot of fun. I mean, that's all we came out here to do. Football is a game of fun. If you don't have fun, you're not gonna play well. So as long as you're having fun on the field, then it's great. It'll be great.
Well, I definitely say you're having fun when you're 8-0 on the season. Good stuff out there, Matt. Well, just last week, I posed the question, who's stopping the 12 Bridges Raging Rhinos? And after what happened on Friday night, the question still stands. Bum, bum, bum. Good times never felt so good, so good. All right. Give it up for the world-famous 12 Bridges Marching Band. There's also some musicians there from 12 Bridges Middle School. It's always a vibe at the campus of 12 Bridges in Lincoln. Student section, always lit. The Raging Rhinos welcoming in a tough opponent in the 6-1 Roseville Tigers. We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. 12 Bridges ball. Chase Walenko takes the handoff, and this kid is so much fun to watch run. Ooh, that rhymed. He just punishes opponents. He picks up a nice, sizable gain. Later on the drive, Roseville with some great defense. Connor Frontiera going to the air, but Jack Walker says this is the no-fly zone, partner. He gets the interception, and the Tigers are in business. Ensuing drive for Roseville, Mason Cisnera going to the air, and like a good neighbor, J.J. Young is there for the touchdown. And just like that, Roseville takes a 7-0 lead. But you know you can't hold a Rhino down for long. Ensuing drive for 12 Bridges, Matthew Marquez takes the handoff. He may be small, but this kid is mighty. He picks up a nice gain there. Later on the drive, Raging Rhinos go back to the rushing attack. This time it's Josh Chittum who takes it up the gut. Nearly gets in for the touchdown. Eat, young fella. 12 Bridges knocking on the door. That would lead to this. Chase finishes the job as he plows his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Yeah, he drinks milk. That would tie things at 7. This game would turn into a shootout. And the Raging Rhinos go on to win this one 44-34. 12 Bridges. They move to a perfect 8-0 on the season. Shout out to the Raging Rhinos on the win. Well, the Wood Creek Timberwolves entered Friday night's game with a perfect 7-0 record. But see, on this particular night, the Inderkum Tigers said, yeah, about that undefeated record, you ain't had to play us yet. We're heading to Roseville, home of one of the most electric student sections on the planet. The Wood Creek Timberwolves putting their undefeated record on the line against the 6-1 Inderkum Tigers at an Natomas. We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. Inderkum ball. Brody Cole throws a dart. And look at the diving catch by Leandrew Jenkins. Oh, you fancy, huh? Later on the drive, Brody going back to work again. He fires this into Jordan Cole on a slant. Jordan reaches pay dirt. Give him the Jordan shrug. Just like that, a 7-0 Inderkum. Ensuing drive for Wood Creek. How about that Inderkum defense? Josiah Melendez on the keeper. But that Tigers D-line, more smothering than gravy on grandma's mashed potatoes. Tigers came out with the momentum, but Wood Creek would eventually get into rhythm. Later on the drive, Melendez hits Jack Torrey, and watch Torrey put on the spin move right there. Ooh, I'm sure this dude is a salsa dancer. He picks up a nice gain. Later on the drive, just get the ball to Trace Murchison and let him go to work. Don't believe me, just watch. Trace takes this on the end around, nearly gets in for the touchdown. Doesn't matter though, because a few plays later, Jasper Liggins is going to plow his way in for the touchdown. You see him at the bottom of the pile there. This was a huge back-and-forth battle. In the end, Inderkum wins this one 38-35, handing Wood Creek their first L of the season. Both the Timberwolves and Tigers sit at 7-1 on the season. Congrats to Inderkum. Well, anytime the Houston Huskies are playing, you can bet your bottom dollar you're in for a show. And add homecoming on top of that, prepare to be entertained. We're heading to Husky Stadium where the homecoming festivities were in full effect. The 6-2 Huskies hosting the Oristimba Warriors out of Newman. Well, We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. Lawson Aviles takes the handoff and grabs some hand sanitizer because this run was filthy. Lawson shaking, baking all the way inside the 10-yard line. And since Lawson did all that work to get in the red zone, you might as well have him finish it off. He reaches pay dirt right here for the first touchdown of the night. Houston takes a 7-0 lead, and they would add to it. Later in the first, Houston back on the attack. Hudson Baldwin. He hits Lincoln Sousa on the flat, and Lincoln Sousa turns into a Lincoln Navigator as he races down the sideline for a nice, sizable gain. That would set up this Houston in the red zone. Baldwin with the pass to Bryce McDaniel. McDaniel knows a thing or two about scoring touchdowns. He gets in for the tutty. Houston opened this game with a 21-0 lead. And how about that Husky defense here in the second quarter? Oristimba going to the air. They complete the pass in the end zone. Only problem is it's to the wrong player. Noah Bradley gets the interception. It was that kind of night for the Huskies. This game would go the distance. In the end, Houston is able to defeat Oristimba. The Huskies move to 7-2 on the season. Next, we're heading to Elk Grove. The 6-1 Bradshaw Christian Pride hosting the 7-0 Liberty Ranch Hawks at a Galt. We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. Liberty Ranch ball. Their QB, Ryan Ogus. He's going to toss this to Joe Laura. And Joe says, I know about getting in for touchdowns. They get out to a 6-0 lead. Later in the quarter, the Pride respond with the huge play. Mason Pazarski takes the handoff, and just like a teen running home on a Friday night to make curfew, Mason is going to run this all the way to the house. 60-yard touchdown. That would tie things up 6-6. Are you not entertained? Now, later in the quarter, the Hawks would retake the lead with this TD run up the middle by Andrew Quinn. Hawks would go up 13 at this point. All right, to the second quarter now. Bradshaw Christian ball. They clap back. Yeah, Devin Hatcher, this dude is all gas, no brakes. He gets the handoff, and just like people running to get Halloween costumes this time of the year, Devin Hatcher is going to run this all the way to the house. 70 yards de la casa. This was a back-and-forth battle. In the end, Liberty Ranch wins this one 28-21. The Hawks remain undefeated on the season. Well, things are heating up in the Sac-Joaquin section as league titles and playoff berths are on the line in these last few weeks. Can't believe the playoffs are almost here, and I can't wait. Now, you could watch us every Friday night at 11 p.m. for highlights from all the big games. And of course, we'll also have highlights on ABC10 Plus, our free 24/7 streaming app, where you can keep up to date with sports, news, and weather. I'm Kevin John. I'll see you next time.